Hi, I'm Greg Tryon, Deputy Chief with Eastside Fire and Rescue. We're standing at the scene of an accidental fire. This fire looks like it's in the wilderness, but it actually borders homes within 100 feet of those homes. And we're going to talk about today what we can do to help you protect yourself, your family, and your home from fire. So this is a home that's got an example of the things that we like. It uses what's called defensible space. So defensible space is sort of creating zones around the house. That first zone is about 30 feet out, where ideally we're using non-combustible materials or lower natural vegetation that's used to this environment. Again, this home is using defensible space. It's using concrete, it's using rock, it's using design features that moves combustion away from the side of the house. The roof is of non-combustible material. It's generally neatly maintained. Obviously, there's not lots of moss on it. There's not lots of leaves and other things about it. So again, this is what we like. There's space around it. We can see it. There's plenty of access to windows. We can do a walk around. If we were trying to defend this as the fire department, this would be easy for us because there's not stuff that are adding to the combustion of the home itself, and we could get access and maintain access around it during a fire. So we're looking at that same house, and again, we're talking about defensible space. So now, though, here's a challenge that we have. We have vegetation, those plants, the rhododendrons, the trees that are up against a house. So this can, especially in this environment where these plants are already starting to be kind of stressed without a lot of water, we're now adding combustible material to the side of the house. So if we're trying to defend our house, make it a little more protected against fire, we'd probably long-term want to think about moving plants a little farther away from the house, or at least on a housekeeping side, make sure that they're well watered, well maintained. And as we look at the base of these plants here, is make sure that they're cleaned up, that there's access to the roots, that you can see that everything's underneath nice and clean. Because right now what can happen if somebody threw a burning ember landed here or threw something down that was on fire, it could catch these smaller plants on fire. They could extend to the bigger bush. That bush could then extend to the side of the house. And notice that there's overhangs on this house, both the eaves as well as the awnings. That can catch embers underneath that. And so that's something we would be worried about, should there be a strong wind or if there's a bigger fire someplace that are sending embers your way, this is an area of concern. And so if you look at the peaked end of this house, we call the gable end, it's got sort of a roof vent in it. We want to make sure that there's very small wire mesh behind that, something in the order of about 1/8 of an inch. And the idea is it still allows air in, so it creates that air transfer in your attic that we need, but also would keep most embers out. So it doesn't become someplace for a burning ember to land, get inside where we would never see it, and potentially catch a house on fire. These are some of those things that we can do long-term to help make our house more defensible in the case of a wildfire. Okay, so one of the last things we wanted to talk about was maintaining sort of a debris-free zone around your house. So we've been talking about defensible space, that 30 feet out, that zone 1 away from the house where non-combustible materials kept, native plants that are low to the ground, generally away from the house so nothing spreads to the house. What these people have done well here is they're not storing wood for like a fireplace. They're not storing material that they're going to be using in their house or they say they're going to be using in the house. Garbage isn't being stored up next against the house. Again, they've removed all the combustible material away from the side of the house. They've done a very good job of helping maintain that defensible space. Your city is very committed to maintaining a safe environment for you and the business community here. If you would like to learn more information about what we've heard today, please go to the city's website at the City of Issaquah or Eastside Fire and Rescue for further information. Again, you're the one that can make the greatest difference in defending your home against wildfire.